If you're looking for the best camera app for Android right now, we've done a ton of testing and I've narrowed it down to just 2 Android camera apps that we recommend so that you can unlock pro Android camera settings in no time. So as always, when we're doing these types of videos, it's a really tough call to narrow the massive amount of options down to something small. But my top 2 apps for right now, I think are going to be amazing options for most people out there creating content from their phones. So app number 1 is the Blackmagic camera app. This is relatively new to Android and only recently they've unlocked it for more devices too. This is made by the company Blackmagic, who sell professional camera gear, but also some of the most popular video editing tools and software available too. So these guys definitely know what they're doing in this space, and it's so awesome that now there is an app from them as well. So it packs in a huge amount of pro level features. There's full manual controls over everything that you'd like to control. Things like your ISO, your shutter speed, your white balance, your frame rates, the codecs, it's all in there. Overall, it's got a very clean and professional, easy to use interface. And I guess it's inspired from what they've done with their pro grade cameras as well. Everything's easy to navigate. It's really intuitive and easy to find things. You're not needing to dive into menus upon menus to find everything. A lot of the key stuff that you need to access and want to access as you're shooting, you can find right on that main page. In terms of the interface though, it's not as easy or as intuitive as the next app I've got for you, but it is still by far one of the best ones out there for this. So not only can you easily see your settings and how everything is set up while you're recording, you can also just tap on a lot of those options and customize them up from there too without needing to dive into the menu. And that to me is a huge plus for usability. It's also really easy to switch between having these settings here on auto and manual for each of the things that you can control. And there's a good deal of customization so you can personalize this for what you like to see on screen when you're recording. There's also a great amount of control over things like your audio with mic selection, volume settings, and support for external microphones as well. The overall file management is great too with built-in slates. You can change the file names as well. You can choose where you're saving your clips, and you also have the ability to automatically record proxy files or low resolution versions of your videos as well, which can speed up your editing process. And it also integrates well with a lot of the Blackmagic cloud workflows as well. So if you're using tools like DaVinci Resolve, you can live record directly into a timeline. You can have your files automatically syncing and backing up to remote video editors. There really is no other app that comes close if you're looking for these kind of workflows. Now, one thing I think it is missing right now that I would love to see in here at some point is the ability to remotely monitor or control your phone from another device, another phone or another iPad or something. That is something that Filmic Pro had built in, which was awesome. And the next app recommendation has as well. And it's something that has just been released on the iPhone version of this app now too. So fingers crossed that it's out on Android very, very soon. And it's also worth noting that there is a portrait mode available in here, but it's a setting that you'll need to turn on to be able to shoot portrait videos. And this is something that I think should be enabled by default and turned off for people that don't want that functionality. I'm sure there's likely some people that have missed that this feature exists, so maybe it should be on by default. Now, the other massive feature or really selling point here is the price. This is totally free, and there's an iPhone version of it as well. Just like Blackmagic has done with DaVinci Resolve, giving access to pro-grade video editing software for free, they've done the same thing here. This app is totally free and it's awesome. Now, I honestly thought about just wrapping up the video here and saying, this is it, this is my number 1 pick. But there is one other app that I do want to mention because it is a little bit different in its offering in terms of it's got some things that the Blackmagic camera app doesn't have that could be exactly what you're after. So app number 2 is ProTake. This is one that does now, for some reason, have a low rating in the Android Play Store. But in all of my testing, it's been one of the best apps in terms of performance, in terms of reliability, and in terms of feature set as well. So I'd probably recommend, because there's so many different Android devices out there, if you're interested in this one, grab the free version of it first to test it out, make sure it works well with your device. But again, in all of my testing, it's been awesome. So just like the Blackmagic camera app, this one packs in a ton of pro level features. It's going to give you manual controls over all the key stuff that you would want the ability to lock down and to customize up. But in my opinion, it does have a nicer, cleaner, more intuitive interface, which for some people, especially for run and gun filming and moving and shooting on the go and quick access to stuff, some people might find this easier to use. I really like that there is a simple mode or an auto mode, and then you can click it into pro Pro mode where you're unlocking all of that advanced functionality, and the overall user interface changes dramatically for that. So if you just need to shoot quick stuff, then you might find that auto mode or simple mode is going to do everything that you need. But then when you need to lock things down, you can quickly adjust that mode there. I really like the overall controls of everything in Pro mode, how you've got little jog wheels for things like your shutter speed, your ISO, your focus, all of that stuff. You're not just moving a slider. It almost feels like you've got more control or more precision over the adjustments that you're making being a jog wheel. Just like the Blackmagic camera app, there is a portrait mode as well that again is disabled to start with. So if you want to shoot portrait videos or mix it up and alternate between them, you will want to have that portrait mode enabled in your settings. This app's also right now got more hardware integration and support than the Blackmagic camera app. Things like support for the Zhiyun gimbals, depth of field adapters, as well as anamorphic lenses, which anamorphic was in Blackmagic as well. Same with HDMI output, but inside of ProTake, you also have the ability to create files in different formats as well. So you can overlay different aspect ratios and you can choose to crop your finished video to that aspect ratio as well. So if you want to shoot something that is ultra widescreen, then you can apply that cropping and your video is then going to save out in that specific size. But one of the standout features for me is the ability to wirelessly monitor and control your camera from another device. And this is something that will work on the Android and iPhone version of this app. So for those of you that are maybe solo creators or you want to be able to see what it is you're recording, then this is a great way to be able to do that. Now, comparing this again to the Blackmagic camera app, ProTake's also got more effects and things, different beauty modes and filters and looks built in as well. So if you're someone that's looking for that stuff, then maybe that will sway your decision here. Now, in terms of pricing, there is a free version, which does give you access to a lot of the core functionality, but to be able to access that Pro mode, unlock all of the functionality, you will need to be on the Pro plan, which right now is selling for around $9.99 for the year. So this one is a subscription. It's not totally free like the Blackmagic camera app, but it's also got a different interface and a few different features and things in there too. So rounding this out, if I had to pick a winner from these top two apps, I'd say it has to go to the Blackmagic camera app. It's just crazy what you're getting access to for free, but that's also no different to how Blackmagic runs and what you're getting access to with their professional grade editing software as well. I also love how this seems to be a big focus for them right now and how fast they're building this out. It's awesome to see where it's at already, and it's still relatively new too. So my overall pick for best camera app on Android right now is the Blackmagic camera app. If you want to find out more, check out the tutorial that is linked on screen. If you're looking to level up the way that you're shooting your videos on your Android device, then we have a free PDF download to help you shoot better videos faster. So don't forget to grab your free copy with the link on screen. And as always, check out the links and the resources down in the description box below, all designed to help you even further as well. And I will see you in the next video.